Listen, I know that some of you hate it when I wear these fake glasses, but it's not like I'm doing it every time. You've got to let me have my fun over here, okay? Also, I didn't feel like changing this shirt because it's really comfortable, but I wore it for the last video and I had to change something. So I changed the fact that I wasn't wearing my fake glasses. This is going to be an Empties video, and I'm also gonna update you about Curology because I'm trying Curology out of desperation. That was the title of the video that I posted about it. And I've gone through like the sample sizes of everything, and I've gotten my second round of Curology products. So I'm gonna be talking about that because some of those sample sizes, the initial round of Curology products, those are in my Empties. So I'm just gonna do it all in one swell foop. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. So glad you clicked on this one. I'm Hannah. I love beautiful things. I love beauty. But you know, I really try to use up my stuff. I think one of the things that happens with beauty lovers is that you'll like get a face wash that you like, and then before you even use it up, you'll like get another one that you want to try, and then before you use it up, you'll get another one that you try, and so then you've got like 5 going all at once. I try to like use my stuff up before I replace it. So my Empties videos can be kind of interesting in that way because I'm saying like, here's the thing I used up, and then when it was gone, I needed to get something else to fill its spot. So I like let you know what it is that I'm using to replace the thing that I used up. If that kind of beauty content sounds good to you, then I hope that you'll subscribe. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. I'm like sort of prepared. I'm not super prepared. Did I show? I think I did show this last time I did. I think my last Empties video was a live, and that was the first time I did an Empties since I started using this Print Fresh bag. This is one of the prints from Print Fresh pajamas, which is like one of my favorite brands that I've ever been put in touch with. Anyway, these are the Empties, and I don't even know what's gonna happen. I feel like a different person with the fake glasses. I'm like, I do what I want. That's how I feel. But I guess I do what I want even without them. Y'all, this is a lot. I have got to move through. Let's just start with Curology. I'm gonna tell you about the products first. And I'll link my Curology video. I'll link my Curology videos that I don't have to go in right now I don't have to talk at all about like my personal battle with acne and everything. It's all in that video. But what I will say is that the formulation of the like custom formula, the feeling of it's like a little bit silicone-y. It reminds me a lot of The Ordinary's azelaic acid. It's a little bit pasty. It's fine. It's not my favorite thing cosmetically to put on my face, but it's perfectly serviceable and it does soak in quite quickly. I also did feel like it was working. I felt like my skin responded really well to it. Something that was going on with my acne was kind of like immediately combated by this and cleared up right away. I do feel like it's gonna take a couple of months, like maybe another month or 2 more before like the true long-term effects of, you know, change from this are going to happen in my skin. But I instantly knew when I started using it that I wanted to keep using it. So this was the small one. And I asked my dermatologist on Curology to up the tretinoin in the second one. And this is the size difference. So the little sample was 12 milliliters and the full size is 24 milliliters. So it's twice as big. So I got the second one and it has a little bit more tretinoin in it than the first one. The first one was 0.01%, like such a small, literally like half a drop. And then she upped it to 0.018%. So like another quarter of a drop. And, you know, I wish that she'd do it faster. I wish it would just, because I want to get to like 0.5 or like 1. I want to get so that I'm really using it. When I got this and I saw that she'd only upped the amount of tretinoin by that tiny amount, it was just kind of like, really? It's going to be like a 1.5 years at this rate before I'm using like the amount that I want to be using that I think will have like a real effect on my skin. But at the same time, I think she's saving me from myself. Like if it were up to me, I would be like, let's just go for it. But in one of my communications with her on the Curology interface, she did say that it's much easier to like scale up incrementally than it is to like rescue your skin from a reaction of like a lot of dryness and flaking and peeling from having gone overboard and used too much too fast. I think for the next round, I might have a little back and forth with her and be like, how much are you proposing to add? Can we do a little bit more than that? Because really this seems like an insanely small increase. I just feel like my skin can adjust a little bit faster than that. It's fine. Like I'm just excited to be on the road. But you know, just in the interest of giving a full review of the service, I wish I had known to like ask how much are you planning to up it and maybe have conversation about that before just like clicking and being like, okay, great, send the next formula, you know? So this is the cleanser. It's fine. It's a pretty simple cleanser. I did get another bottle of it, which is bigger than this, but doesn't feel that big. And I feel like I'm going to go through it kind of quickly. It's very mild, not very foaming, kind of lotiony cleanser. I do like it. And I like feeling like I know that the ingredients in it are all kind of like friendly and kind and mild for the skin. My guess is that I will probably keep including this in my Curology subscription. The body wash, however, I don't like. I do think it has helped a little bit with breakouts on like my chest and back. This is the little sample size of it. It's really, I don't like the packaging. It's like this kind of packaging. It's this kind of stretchy, thick, goopy consistency. And it's hard to get out of this. Like you turn it upside down, shake it, or I would like even keep it upside down standing in the shower. And then I have to like squeeze and only this little bit would like goop out of it. And it's very badly packaged for the consistency. And it's just not worth it to me. It's not a good experience to be using it in the shower. And it's not like it's dramatically healing me or something. And the other thing that I found is that I have that really nice smelling body wash that I got for myself in my one Sephora order this year, like a month ago. And I also have this really special body wash that came in PR. Skin Store sent this to me. I think that they're having a sale right now and I'm not like affiliated with them or anything. I don't have, sorry, we had some technological difficulties and I got cut off in the middle of my sentence, I think. I'm not a Skin Store affiliate or anything. They just, once in a while when they are having a sale and they want to spread the word, they'll like send me a couple of the things that are going to be on sale in the sale. So that's what happened this time. So one of the things they sent me was this Deep Sleep shower gel. It's just a body soap, but it has a really strong like lavender. I almost want to say, yeah, I was going to say lavender patchouli, but I don't think it's patchouli. It says lavender, vetiver, and chamomile. It's the chamomile I feel like that I'm smelling. And you know, so it's this like relaxing, aromatherapeutic, like sleep inducing scent. I'm really hard. I do shower at night and I do often have trouble sleeping and I take sleep really seriously. So it's really hard for me to resist just using this in quantities all over my body in the evening when I take a shower. Basically what I've found is that even though I'm battling a little bit of breakouts on my chest and back, and even though I have this Curology anti-acne body wash in the shower, in practice when I get into the shower, I'm like using this or I'm using my volcano candle smelling body wash because I just value like the scent experience and the aromatherapy so much. And so I'm like willing to forfeit using their Curology one to use this one. That has meant that I'm not going through the body wash as quickly as I've gone through the other products. And so I'm probably going to remove it from my subscription to Curology. That's what I was trying to say. I actually can't find the little lotion, but it was this same size, I think, the little lotion. Okay, I found it. So this is the Empty. This was the little sample one. It was 25 milliliters and then the full size is 50. So the full size is double the size. But this to me, the moisturizer, the Rich moisturizer, which is the one for dry skin, it's the product that I feel like they've missed the mark the most in terms of how much they give you. I feel like the amount of cleanser was perfectly fine. The amount of the custom formula has been perfectly fine to last the amount that they say it's gonna last. And this moisturizer, it's like this little tube of moisturizer is not enough for me for like a month or whatever they want it to be, because I have really dry skin and the way that I keep it hydrated is that I sleep with like a thick layer of moisturizer on my face. So Curology's out here being like, simplify your routine, just put on our custom formula, which has some ingredients in it that, you know, can be drying, and then just use our moisturizer and then that's it. Then your skin will adjust. And I'm like, well, if I'm just putting this on, if this is my only moisturizing product in the evenings for sleeping on top of a drying custom formula, I'm putting like a huge dollop of this and a thick layer on my face and sleeping with it kind of like a mask. And with that application, this just isn't big enough. So I used this up too fast. I'm using this up too fast. And I have found myself reaching for other products. So I've been using my Derma E one some, and then I've also been using, this is another one that Skin Store sent to me, which was really funny because this is like my old favorite product from before my No Buy year. I was like constantly repurchasing this and using tons of it. The Korres Wild Rose Sleeping Facial. It's like traditionally been something that my skin has really, really loved. And during my No Buy year, I realized how incredibly expensive it was to be using all the time. And I kicked it out of my routine and I haven't used it since. So it was really fun to get a chance to be reunited with this and try it out again. It's a little bit acidic, maybe like a little bit exfoliating to be using along with this treatment product, but I have been using it like every third or fourth night just as a way of making this last longer. And it's been perfectly fine. So that's my one quarrel with this from Curology. I don't know though, and I don't know if I will keep it in my subscription or not. I'll need to price it out, but it isn't feeling like a really great like deal to me right now because even though I really like the moisturizer itself, there's not that much product in the tube for a dry-skinned bee like me. So that's how it's gone between me and the Curology products. My skin has improved for sure. Like definitely when I started using the custom formula, it immediately stopped some of what was going on my skin in its tracks and it hasn't gone back to being as bad as it was before. But I have still gotten some new blemishes. Like I'm still getting some new blemishes. They don't tend to last as long. They don't tend to be as bad. And I don't know whether I'm on the path to much, much, much clearer skin or if this custom formula has just kind of like managed some of what felt like it was spiraling out of control. I don't know yet, but obviously I'll report back about that in a couple of months. Let's try hair behind. Yeah, that's better. I should have been doing that since the beginning of the video because then I would have changed not only the glasses, but like the placement of my hair. I have simplified my skincare routine pretty dramatically using these Curology products. Again, I've been, sneaking in a little bit of this and I've been using the Derma E moisturizer because there's just not enough moisturizer in this tube. But for the most part, and I've used a little bit of some hydrating serum, one in a dropper that I got from YesStyle. But for the most part, especially my acids, I haven't been touching. But I have been a little bit dabbling with this because Skin Store also sent these to me, the facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty, because they're pretty mild. And that's why I've felt comfortable using them maybe like about twice a week, even though I've been incorporating this custom formula from Curology. When I feel like my skin is getting kind of clogged with dead skin on top and it's hard for product to penetrate, I'll go in with one of these pads and really, really give it like a good kind of both physical and chemical exfoliating moment. Okay, let's move on from Curology, Skin Store, sale stuff, and acne stuff to the rest of the actual Empties. This I'm just gonna go through. I'm just grabbing. It's like a grab bag of Empties as I have been doing lately. I like it. I like not going in order. I like not knowing what I'm gonna talk about next. This is a micellar water. I believe Simbri gave this to me like in 2019. Now I feel like it's weird when I say sometime last year. What I mean is 2019 because last year was obliterated. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see Simbri last year. So I think it was, I think it must have been late 2019. And it's nice. It's the Otasi Rose Passion Micellar Cleansing Water. It was a nice and very effective micellar water that smelled heavily of rose. And I really enjoyed using it. Oh, this. So Lather sent me a number of things to try. It's a cool brand because it was developed by someone who has severe allergies or reaction to scent in products like artificial synthetic fragrances. So it's like this huge range of products like bath and skincare and body care, really, really wide range of products, all of which are free of any kind of synthetic fragrance. And I just think that that's pretty cool. I'm glad I got to try some products from them so that I know about that brand and can mention it in the future because I feel like I get questions about fragrance-free or synthetic fragrance-free products. So this was their cleansing oil. And I think I said in a video at some point, maybe it was my last Empties video, I was talking about the fact that I had just started using this and it smells like a Best Buy. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh man, it smells like a Best Buy. It's very effective. I think that the only thing that would preclude me from buying this, again, would be the cost per ounce. It's only 4 ounces. It's a pretty small bottle of a pretty liquidy first cleanse. And I don't think that it's super inexpensive. I think it's like a mid-range price, you know? And for this type of product, I'm always looking for a really excellent price per ounce, like an unbeatable price per ounce. And I don't think this one has an unbeatable price per ounce. But I think for someone who's like shopping exclusively at Lather because you don't want to risk running into any synthetic fragrances or dyes because it will give you a reaction, it's a good cleansing oil. And I can say like, I enjoyed using it. I used it all the way up. I didn't really mind that it smelled like Best Buy. I kind of got a kick out of it. I was like, am I cleansing my face or am I at Best Buy in the 1990s buying my first CD? You tell me. This is the exfoliating pineapple powder from Good Molecules. I actually don't know if I've talked about this on my channel before because this got sent to my work address back when quarantine had started and we had to stay home. And there was like a long period of time, it was like a couple of months when we couldn't go to our studio. When Joe and I had our sewing studio when we were running our small business, our studio downtown, this was sent there, it was delivered to our mailbox there, and then it was stuck there for like some months of quarantine. And by the time we were able to go over there and get our packages and I opened it and started using it, the launch was like way in the past. And I think I just incorporated it into my skincare routine and kind of like never mentioned it. But I liked it. I liked it. And I don't always like these powder kinds of cleansers because they can be awkward in the shower. And I know that some people say you're not supposed to do it, but I wash my face in the shower. If you're like pouring out a dry powder to mix it with water in the shower and it's like wet and steamy, sometimes this kind of thing can like get wet. And I think ultimately that was what had happened to it when it ran out. I couldn't tell because it's a little dim in there. And I was like, maybe it's all wet and gummed up in there. But now in the light of day, I can see that no, I actually did use it up. I used up all the powder and that's why no more would come out. So that's great. I made it through this entire thing, literally storing it in the shower without it getting wet. So that means that the dispensing mechanism is well designed to keep water out and it's great. So you put the powder in, you mix it with it and it becomes kind of like a creamy and very softly, very gently, very unaggressively exfoliate. It says it's exfoliating, but it just doesn't feel, it's not very exfoliating. It's really like a creamy substance that has come from a powder, and so it feels like it has a tiny bit of graininess left from the powder still dissolving into the water as you use it. And I really like that sensation. And I did feel like it provided maybe the mildest of polishing, like just an absolute speck of polishing was provided to my face. And I liked that. It wasn't aggressive. It felt like I could use it every day. I often used this as my second cleanser. I really liked it. I have been so impressed by Good Molecules. Here's what I was thinking about the other day. I like Good Molecules so much that I would willingly be sponsored by them. Like if they wanted to sponsor a video, I would do it. And that is saying a lot because I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't agreed to be sponsored by a brand for probably like a year and a half at this point. Like well over a year. It's been well over a year, if not a full year and a half since I've done a sponsored video. And that is just because I haven't wanted to do it unless my heart was really in it. You know what I mean? And thanks to my wonderful patrons, I haven't felt the financial pressure to do it. So I've been able to kind of free myself a little bit from that should I or shouldn't I question when it comes to sponsorships. I haven't felt pressured into taking sponsorships in order to feel like I'm being paid for my labor here. And that's because of my patrons. So you can all thank my patrons for that, or if you are my patrons, I thank you heartily for that. And that is why when I say that if Good Molecules came to me and was like, we would like to sponsor you to talk about in the video, when I say that I would do it, it's very high praise because I would be doing it because I felt like I could really wholeheartedly, rave about them and say that I think that they're a brand that I'm glad is on the scene. I don't think I've had a bad experience with any of their products. The price points are really reasonable. They seem relatively conscientious. I just think that it's an all-around good show. And this product was no exception. I really enjoyed it. What am I using right now? Oh, right. So right now, obviously, I'm just using the Curology one. So I'm not in the market for a second cleanser right now. If I were buying all of my own cleansing products, I could totally see myself going to Good Molecules for a second cleanse and considering picking this up again. Here's another cleanser. Are we done yet talking about cleansers? This Simbri did give to me. She actually sent this to me in a care package. It's the Erno Laszlo White Marble Cleansing Oil, and I did not like it. I did not feel like it was effective. It's very expensive. Erno Laszlo is like a really haute skincare brand, I think. I think it's like $70. I looked it up. It has like a citrus smell that I don't really mind because citrus is a nice smell, but it also kind of smelled like pine sol to me. And I feel like I also remember it irritating my eyes a little bit. I made my way through it. I made myself use it up because I was like, you know, it's cleansing my skin. Like it's at least breaking up. It is an oil, so it was helping to break up makeup on my skin, helping a little bit to break up the mascara. But again, it was really hard to get mascara off with this. And it wasn't so bad that I was just gonna like waste it and toss it. But I was really glad when it was used up. It was watery, it emulsified too quickly, you know, it washed away too quickly without actually having like beefiness. It was just not a good cleansing oil in my experience, and I was shook when I looked it up and I found out how much it cost. My goodness, I feel totally spent, and there's like 100 more empties in here. Like I need to get the show on the road. Let's go, let's do some drama. There's some decluttered makeup in here. I just put it in here because I couldn't remember if I had fully confessed to the fact that I was decluttering it on camera, and I just wanted to make sure that I covered all my bases. But I do think I talked about, or maybe I put in the description box, the Essence lip liner, Essence Soft Contouring Lip Liner in So Lovesick. It's like a blue-red, pinky blue-red, and it's a cool color and it's a nice formula. But I wore it in a video, like really thickly applied all over my lips, and it made my teeth look very gray. And I was like, I'm never wearing that again. So I decided to declutter it. And this is the Bare Minerals complexion rescue stick, which is something that I actually bought myself. I can't remember when it was. I know I bought it with my own budget. It was like makeup that I bought for myself, maybe at the beginning of 2020. I thought that I wanted it because I was craving something really creamy, really comforting for the skin. And this product is that. I had once had a sample size of it, and it had felt so nourishing and it had looked so skin-like on the skin. I do think this is a really, really good formula. I actually remember talking about it in like my best products of video. I did like a best products that I discovered in 2019 or something like that. And so I ended up getting it. I was just hoping that it wasn't true, that the shade is just too pink and too dark for me, way too pink and too dark. I had made it work when I had the sample by mixing it with green color corrector and lightening it up with concealers and stuff. But when I got the full size and I started trying to incorporate it into my routine, it's just too dark. It makes me look like I'm wearing sort of like a grayish, like a dark mask of product on my skin. It's several shades darker and more peach than my skin. And so it's been languishing, and I'm just finally admitting that it wasn't a wise purchase, and I don't want to keep it in my collection. Aha, I knew there was another piece of decluttered makeup in here. The Jason Wu Everyday Lip Mask, which I really loved and raved about. Like the day after I last filmed talking about this, the stupid wand just snapped entirely off of the thing. Like it's stuck in there and there's just absolutely no getting it out. But even if I did get it out, like what would I do with it? Without the wand attached to the cap, there's no way to use this product. So, okay, let's talk about another, I'm on a real tear for like roasting things right now. Let's talk about another thing that has some huge problems with it. This is the Glossier Body Hero Dry Touch Oil Mist. No, it's not a mist. It's the Glossier Body Hero oil. It's like body oil. I wouldn't have bought this for myself. I sometimes try stuff from Glossier for review using the store credit that I have racked up from people clicking through my discount link to shop at Glossier. It's not an influencer link. It's just their like regular customer friend referral program. But it is a good way for me to, it's kind of like self-selected PR basically is what this was. So the reason that I wouldn't have bought it I mean, I probably just wouldn't have bought it because I wouldn't have been like out there shopping for this kind of thing. The thing that allures me about it is that it has a scent of Glossier You, and I really, really do love that Glossier perfume scent. And I do love a body oil. I like an oil way more than a lotion. The reason though that I wouldn't have bought it myself is that it's kind of expensive. I think I remember it being like $38 or something for this little bottle of oil. The oil itself is fantastic. It's a gorgeous body oil, one of the best I've ever used, and I absolutely love it. And the packaging is moronic. It's the worst. It is the worst body oil packaging I've ever come across. It's a glass bottle. I apply I don't know about you, but I apply body oil in the bathroom when my skin is really moist and absorbent just after I've gotten out of the shower. So the room is all steamy, I'm all wet, everything's slippery, and the oil is incredibly slippery. Let me set the scene for you. I guess I kind of just did set the scene. I just got out of the shower, I'm in the bathroom, everything's steamy. I go to apply the oil. I pick up this. It's a spray thing. So I like spray it onto my leg, and then I put the bottle down and I rub the oil into that leg. And then I go to pick the bottle up and it's like a bar of soap in my hands. Like my hands are oily. Not only did I fear every time that I was gonna drop this and it was gonna shatter on the tile floor of the bathroom, because that's the other thing. Bathrooms tend to often have like tile floors or, hard surfaces more than like most other rooms. It's likely to be a room where the thing will shatter if you drop it. Not only was I terrified that it was gonna drop it and it was gonna shatter, but it was so slippery that it's like hard to pump. Like holding this with a slippery hand and pushing down, it's like the pushing of my finger was gonna like push it out. I struggled. I was standing there like, struggling to like pump it to get it to spray. And also, spray oil is kind of just fundamentally not a great idea. Like you can't get oil to really spray into a bunch of droplets. Like you can't create a haze of oil very well. It would just shoot out like, you know what I mean? Like this, And so that wasn't very pleasant either. And what I ended up just doing every time was just gingerly opening this, taking this off, and dumping some out into my hand and just applying it like a body oil like you should. What this should have been in was a different kind of bottle, and it should have had a pump. If it had been in a pump bottle like the one from Dr. Jart, that's the best body oil packaging I've ever come across, then it would be such a fantastic product for me. I would be tempted to buy it with my own money, even though it's so expensive. But as it was, I couldn't wait to be done with it because I felt like I was just risking having a floor full of glass every time I used it. Every time I used it too, I was like, who signed off on this? Like, who okayed this? Also, not gonna lie, Glossier is in the doghouse for discontinuing those vanillic lips. The doghouse. I feel like they did that to me, against me. It's like a personal slight. Oh my gosh, I still have so much to get through. I think for the rest of these, I need to do like 10-word reviews of all of the rest of these. Like it can't keep going like this. I'm sure it's gonna be more than 10 words. Ooh, this is another thing that Lather sent me. The Muscle Ease bath salts. And let me tell you, I have used I have tight muscles. I have back pain. I have used a number of muscle ease, things claiming to be muscle easing. Epsom salts that claim to be muscle easing, creams, bath bombs, that kind of thing. When I tell you that this was an intense experience, and for me, that means it's like, I felt like I was burning up all over hot and cold and icy and spicy in the bath. And that's how it was. There's something in it. I think there's just a really, really intense blend of essential oils. Yeah, the spearmint, citrus, eucalyptus was probably a huge part of it. It was amazing. This is a great product. These are the best actual muscle easing bath salts I have ever used. These ones from Lather. And I also think the cost isn't amazing. I mean, I think that it's not cheap. So I don't know if I will myself buy them again. But it was a great experience to test this product out. I didn't realize I had so many Empties. I'm daunted by my own Empties. Let's talk about some face oils. I've got to say, I used to be like obsessed with face oil, like a huge proponent of I used to just slather myself with face oil. Since last fall, I've been scaling back a little with the face oil because I've just had so many clogged pores and I've been dealing with so many blemishes, and I don't think that oil causes clogged pores and causes blemishes. I just have been trying to simplify and just have fewer layers of stuff on my skin and just to see if it would help. You know, I've kind of just been trying everything like SOS. So I just haven't been going through as much face oil lately. But I did use up this Luna Sleeping Night Oil. This is a really great oil for me. It used to be a staple in my skincare routine. I used to buy it, and eventually I realized that it was costing me too much per year to be like keeping this on my face all the time, and I started looking for alternatives. This, I think, was PR, was a gift or something. I didn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it for myself again. I'm not buying this anymore, but I was perfectly happy to use it. That was, of course, before I started using my Curology formula that had tretinoin in it. This is another Good Molecules product, the Ultra Hydrating Face Oil. It's a great face oil. I wish they would make it in a container twice as big as this and just charge twice as much. I think they sell a really small bottle to retain the like low price point, but it's just like, come on. You know, if I were buying this for myself, I would buy 2 of them because it's still a really good price, even if you double it. And this has a lot of sea buckthorn oil, which I know my skin really likes. This is the Le Prunier Plum Beauty Oil, which I received. It was like a party favor at a party that I went to at the end of 2019. It's just 100% pure prune oil, very lightweight, hydrating, and my skin really loved this. And it also smells really good. So I did manage to make it through those oils, even though I haven't been using that much oil. Let's talk about creamy serums. This is a category of skincare product that I didn't really used to like. I used to feel like if I was gonna pack like a serum or an essence into my skin, I wanted it to be kind of like watery and like viscous maybe, but watery, something that I could that would absorb really easily and didn't feel like it had too much body. And recently I've been really into this kind of product, as evidenced by the fact that I've used all 3 of these up. And when I was using each one of them, I was kind of using them more than almost any other skincare product. I was like using each one of these in its turn as my main hydrator. So this is the one from Hanacure. They sent this to me ages ago. It's their emulsion. So yeah, it's like a lotion. It's like a cross between a lotion and an essence. It's thinner than a lotion. It's not like a thick cream in a jar, but it's also not a total liquid. And the thing that I like about it is that it felt like it had more of a hydrating quality, a little bit more of an occlusive quality than like one of those really serum-y ampules, but it was thin enough to just layer and layer and layer. So I felt like I could pack it into my skin and then add more and pack it in and add more and pack it in. That's what I like about this kind of product. It's really growing on me. So this one's good, but I wouldn't buy it again. It's very expensive. The Derma E one is a really good inexpensive option, but my favorite of these 3 is this one, which YesStyle sent to me, the Matakea. I'm not sure how the name of this is pronounced, but it's the Relief Essence from Centellion 24 Total Care Brighten Anti-Wrinkle Hydrate. It was kind of like a milky cream, like not like a straight. Both of these are sort of like a white, maybe translucent white cream. This was more of like a foggy, milky cream. And I loved this. Always felt like it was plumping and hydrating my skin. It would sink right in, but it had that hydrating body. I loved this. I will totally buy this again. If I ever place another order from YesStyle, which I probably will, because they do once in a while pick skincare products up from YesStyle, I will totally put this in the cart, even if I have other skincare products going at the time, because I just feel like this is like the premium just thing that you can incorporate into your skincare routine, layers beautifully with everything else, works well under makeup, can work day and night. It's mild, but it just adds hydration. Like I just absolutely loved this product. And I didn't select this. YesStyle just was like, we want you to try this because we think you'll like it. And they were right. So I'm really glad I got to try this. I'm glad I got to discover it, and I'm going to remember it. This is another thing. I can't remember if YesStyle sent this to me or if it was in the YesStyle advent calendar, but it's another one that was a really nice, this is more of a cream. I think it's a Cisapair cream. It's just like a calming skin repair product. It's another one that, even though it's more of a cream, it was kind of a gel cream. And so I felt like I could kind of layer it and pack it into the skin. Very hydrating. My skin really loved it. I'm not as passionate about it as I am about this one in the little white and burgundy bottle, but it was also a really good My skin has really been loving these like lightweight sort of gel cream layering essence products. A number of the ones that I've been using have been K-beauty products, like things that came from Yes Style. Leading up to when I switched to Curology, that's the stuff that I was essentially clearly panning, right? I was like going through that kind of product one after another and really depending on that kind of product. Okay, I'm kind of starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel in here. There's this little bottle of Good Genes, which I talked about recently, and I can't remember what the video was, the video in which I talked about this. Oh, it was products I've been using forever. I talked about this in that video, products I've been using forever. So this was my last little bottle in the store of Good Genes that I had amassed. And I have not asked myself the question about whether I'll replace it because I started using Curology, and I'm kind of just like waiting to see how that pans out. What I will say is I haven't missed it. I haven't been over here like, I really, really wish I had Good Genes. So who knows, maybe I'll never buy it again. If you want to know more how I feel about Good Genes, then watch that other video about products I've been using forever. Okay, there's some makeup in here. Not makeup that I decluttered, makeup that I used up. So my old tube of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, which I have since replaced with the exact same thing. It's in as much as there is something that one might call a holy grail. In so far as a holy grail exists, this is my holy grail concealer. So I just replaced it with itself. The Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, I used it up, and I've been using the Alter Ego one, which I really like. And the VDL Lumilayer Primer, I had a bottle of this that I used up, and my backups box has really been picked over, like there's not much in there anymore. But one of the things that's in there is another full bottle of this. I will get it out and start using it, but you know, I've really been using just like luminizers instead of primers. I've been using the Auric Glow Lust instead of a primer, and I've been using Charlotte Tilbury Hollow Fuzz Filter instead of a primer, and the Chanel Le Beige glowy thing. So I haven't been going through primer at the same rate that I usually do because I've just been using highlighter instead of primer. That's how my life's going over here. This came in PR from Protocol. It is a vitamin C super serum. It was on my Octoly page, and so I was like, oh yeah, I love vitamin C. I'd love to try that out. I think I was seduced by the very beautiful packaging and branding and the fact that they were like an innovative, never before seen, airless way of keeping it from ever oxidizing, and it'll never oxidize. And then what happened was it really completely oxidized before I could use it up. I wonder if it's because I wasn't able to always put this little cap back on. I'm sure that's probably is what it is. I tried to do it, always put that little cap back on, but maybe I didn't, and then maybe that's why it oxidized. In any case, so maybe it was user error. Maybe it was. In any case, what happened was that it oxidized. I think I just need to get the one from Timeless, my favorite one that I have loved since I've used it. So I will probably do that. I haven't done it yet because, again, like adjusting to Curology, you're not supposed to keep using all of your same, especially acids. And they do have vitamin C on the list of things that you should kind of like take a break from as your skin adjusts to the custom formula, and then later you can reincorporate it. So I'm going to take a couple more months, but then I'll probably replace this with my one from Timeless. That's it. Those are all my empties. And wow, here we are at the end. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this. It was interesting to go through all these skincare products when my skincare routine has been simplified so much because of trying Curology. And I'm glad that I remembered how much I loved these milky serums, because now I kind of see a way forward, basically refashioning, customizing a skincare routine now that I know what I know about the products from Curology that work better for me and the ones that don't work as well. So yeah, feeling optimistic. I can't remember if I already said thank you for watching, even though if I did, it was like within the past minute, and it was within the past minute, and yet I can't remember. But if I didn't, then let me say it now. Thank you for watching. And I really hope that you're remembering to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.